Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into the wild world of GameStop, a story that's been a roller coaster for years and still keeps throwing surprises.
I'm ready for this deep dive. The twists, the insider moves. It's all been so dramatic.
Right, so let's kick things off with the origins, the saga itself. A few years back, retail investors noticed that the stock had insane short interest, over 100% shorted. It all looked like this simple math equation. Shorts had to cover, so the price would just, rocket.
Yeah, and for a moment it did. Shooting from around $300 up to nearly $500 in one morning, it was like, wow, just unbelievable.
Absolutely. But then things took a sharp turn. Platforms started turning off the buy buttons, which caused a massive crash down to $38. Imagine that. 1 minute you're riding high, and suddenly it's a total gut punch.
That's the kind of shock that sticks with you. Sure does. And that whole incident wasn't just about numbers. It sparked a movement, a community of retail investors who saw their chance to rethink how markets work.
Exactly. It became much more than a stock. It turned into a cultural phenomenon within the gaming and investing worlds.
So moving from that wild beginning, what's been stirring up the conversation more recently?
Well, what's really exciting right now is the insider buying activity. GameStop's chairman and CEO, Ryan Cohen, made a big statement by snapping up 500,000 shares lately, and he's not alone. Larry Chang and Alan Attal have also jumped in.
Right, that definitely shows a massive vote of confidence. Yes, insider buying is like a signal from the inside. When the people running the ship put significant money on the line, it says something about their belief in the company's future.
Yeah, and with Ryan Cohen sitting on over 37 million shares, worth close to $1 billion at current prices, it really emphasizes that confidence.
And it's especially intriguing considering the rocky ride of the past few years. It's not every day you see such bold moves in a company that some thought was doomed.
Absolutely. Under Cohen's leadership since September 2023, GameStop is reinventing itself. No longer the old brick-and-mortar store from yesteryear, it's starting to, really lean into e-commerce and gaming culture.
Yeah, that's a huge pivot. Rather than just selling discs, they're now building a whole brand around collectors, retro gaming, and exclusive merchandise.
Exactly. It's like they're leveling up the brand in real time. The stock went from about $17 to roughly $25.50, and the market cap jumped from around $5 billion to nearly $13 billion.
Right, that's a major transformation. So while the company is redefining itself, there's also all this activity in the options market, right? What's happening there?
Yes, the options activity is nuts at the moment. There are like 160,000 calls versus 50,000 puts on the weeklies, a 3-to-1 ratio. It's like the market is sending out mixed yet unmistakable signals about where it thinks GameStop is headed.
That kind of ratio definitely adds fuel to the fire. And speaking of fuel, what about the convertible bonds?
Oh, right, the convertible bonds. GameStop recently issued $1.5 billion in these bonds. They're trading at an 11% premium with no yield and can convert into shares at around $30 each. It's sort of like investors are betting hard on a price jump, even as they hedge by shorting the stock.
Yeah, that hedging move is quite the twist. But don't you think that, shorting to hedge against convertible bonds might also create extra downward pressure? It feels like a complex dance.
That's a very valid point. The whole system, shorts, options, ETFs, and insider actions, is like a delicate balancing act. One misstep and it could tip in unexpected ways.
Exactly, it's the tightrope of market dynamics. By the way, I heard something about ETFs as well. What's the situation there?
Right. ETFs are also part of the mix. For instance, XRT, an ETF with GameStop exposure, just saw its outstanding shares spike to 9.65 million, a level we haven't seen since some monumental moments in GameStop's history, like back in May 2024 when the stock hit $80. It's like these moves might be forecasting future demand for GameStop shares.
That could really push the price higher. But, isn't that all just a bit too optimistic? I mean, while insider buying and these ETF signals are promising, they also come with a lot of uncertainty.
Sure, it's not all sunshine. There's plenty of risk here, and some skeptics argue that such optimism might be overblown. Insider moves do boost confidence, but they also can reflect
Yeah, that's a fair
overconfidence at
critique.
times.
Right, balance is key. And speaking of balance, it's amazing how GameStop is merging the worlds of gaming and traditional retail.
Exactly. It's like merging vintage gaming nostalgia with modern digital sales. They're not just riding on past glory, they're actively creating new revenue streams with exclusive merch and collector items.
That reinvention is fascinating. I mean, turning what people always saw as a dying retail chain into a vibrant, digital savvy brand is no small feat.
Yeah, and the fact that they're posting consistent profits boosts that transformation narrative even more. It's like watching a phoenix rise from the ashes of a once troubled brand.
Absolutely. So, with all these shifts, insider confidence, strategic pivots, and the market's dynamic plays, what do you think this means for GameStop's future?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, right? It's hard to predict exactly, but there's definitely a buzz that if these trends continue, GameStop could reach the next level. Investors already whisper about prices hitting $30, $50, or even beyond, though, of course, that's not financial advice, just observations from a lot of data and community chatter.
I like that perspective. It's a blend of calculated risk and cultural momentum. And then there's Ryan Cohen's track record from Chewy, which, I mean, really bolsters the argument for a successful transformation.
Exactly. It's like, if you can turn a pet store into an e-commerce giant, why not turn GameStop into a gaming powerhouse? The community support, the insider moves, and the innovative strategies definitely add up to a compelling story.
Sure, but let me throw a bit of a challenge here. While the transformation looks promising, do you think all this complex interplay, options, convertible bonds, and aggressive hedging could destabilize the stock rather than support it?
That's a really good question. I mean, certainly if one factor goes awry, it could unravel parts of the puzzle. But the counter-argument is that the market has, over the years, shown remarkable resilience in absorbing these shocks. Insider confidence seems to be a major pillar here, and despite the complexity, it might just create a foundation for sustainable growth.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a high-stakes game, but one with a fascinating interplay of risk, innovation, and community spirit.
Exactly. It's more than a stock movement. It's a phenomenon that's reshaping how we view retail, gaming culture, and investment. And while there's no crystal ball to say exactly where it's headed, the energy and innovation behind GameStop sure keep the story alive.
And that community energy really makes it all the more exciting. The idea that a group of retail investors can come together, challenge traditional market dynamics, and create such a compelling narrative is pretty inspiring.
Absolutely. It's like a fusion of old school grit and modern digital savvy. Each insider move, each surge in options activity, it all contributes to a living, breathing story about reinvention and resilience.
Very true. So, in the end, GameStop isn't just about reaching a particular price target, it's about transforming a legacy, building a vibrant community, and continuously testing the boundaries of market dynamics.
Precisely. Whether it goes to the moon or hits a minor bump along the way, it's the journey that captures everyone's imagination. And while there are risks, there's also an undeniable allure in watching a company reinvent itself in real time.
Cheers to that. This mix of insider action, market complexity, and cultural energy really shows how one company can redefine an industry.
Exactly. It's been a wild ride so far, and I'm sure we're all eager to see what the next chapter brings in the GameStop saga. Thanks for joining in on this deep dive, and until next time, keep your eyes on the charts and enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. Thanks for the insightful conversation. Catch you later.